Hey everybody, sorry I'm having some technical difficulties, but hey, welcome back to Ladies and Lyrics. I hope you're on here on time. It looks like I'm having a signal problem. Can everybody hear me? Can my co-host tonight hear me? Am I coming in clear? All right, good. So anyway, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, and if you're here on time, go ahead and say hi. What's up? It is me, Devanya. But if you have noticed, I am not here with Diane tonight, but because Diane could not be here, I decided to invite some of my favorite people on the planet. And it's not just because I gave birth to them. Okay, well, maybe it is. But anyway, they're here tonight with me as my co-host, Elijah and Joshua Reed. Y'all say, hey, what's up to the people? Look, we are excited. I'm excited to be on with these two very opinionated people. I don't know where they get that from, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a chance to say what's up to y'all or whatever else they want to say before we get into the show. So let's go ahead and start with Elijah. You on my left. Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey
What's up,
everybody, happy Wednesday. Happy to see y'all here. Let's get into these lyrics.
Joshua?
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Thanks for showing up again for another live episode of Ladies with Lyrics. It's gonna be beautiful.
So tonight is, it's Ladies and Lyrics is the name of the show, but clearly there's only one lady here tonight. So we have the gentleman here. If y'all are on here and you usually on here with us, y'all got to make them feel good, make them feel welcome. Elijah was here last week. Joshua has been here. Go ahead and say hi to them. I'm going to see who's on here with us, guys, before we get started. Hey, what's up, you? Up on time, too, this week. Hey.
Yeah.
What's up, Mo?
What up, Mom?
Hey, Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey.
Look, Lucky, you getting a shout out. We don't know if we're going to let Lucky stay in as a co-host tonight, though. Look at him. You heard his name. What's up, Rhea? Welcome back
What's up,
again
bro?
to another week of Ladies and Lyrics. I'm so happy you're back here. And if y'all come in, tune in. Don't forget, Diane usually says this, so I have to remember to say this. Do not be selfish. Go ahead and share us with all your friends because we are going to have a great show tonight. I'm looking forward to discussion with these young people. I noticed that last week, as I was reflecting, that our views were different. And most of the time it was different because people in certain age brackets thought one thing and then other people thought another thing. So I'm excited about having a really deep conversations with my sons. I get to talk to them, one on one. We have really good conversations when we're on the phone and conference calls, but now y'all get to see what that looks like live. So y'all ready? Are y'all ready for some good music, some real talk? But I can't say dope women. I'm just gonna say us dope reads because it's all about the reads tonight. All right, so let's get it, boys. Last week, Joshua presented this question to us. So we're going to start off the show with his question. And then remember that if you're on here, we want you to go ahead and tune in to type in your comments, whatever you're thinking, your thoughts, share them with us. But here's the question. And so I hope y'all ready for this. If you remember from last week, his question was, how important is sex before marriage? And then he put it like this. Do you need to test drive that demo before marriage? I wrote it exactly as he said it in his comment. So what do you think? I'm gonna throw it out there to Elijah and Joshua, and then I want you all to be typing in your comments. So I'm gonna repeat it. How important do y'all think sex before marriage is? Do you need to test drive it before you go ahead and buy? Because if you go to a car lot, you're getting in that car, you want to see how it rides, check the radio, the seats, and all that. Are y'all doing that when you jump into relationships or before you get married? Let's start. Who wants to go first? I don't care. I'll let one of the guys go first. Anybody? Joshua,
I
it was
go.
your question. Do you want to answer it first?
Yeah, I
Or
go.
okay.
Um, I believe it is important to have sex before marriage, just to see if y'all have just that physical connection, I would say, because that's important. So, with that being said, when you made the analogy of test driving a car, when you test drive a car, sometimes when you pull that thing off the lot and get to your house, sometimes it act a little different. So, I want to say that even after marriage, sex could change too. so people could get comfortable and sex could change. So I guess at that point would it be important? So I'm trying to talk myself out of saying yeah that it's important, but I believe that it is important. I believe that you should have some type of physical chemistry, and you should test that out and test it to the limits before getting married. I believe so.
Okay. Elijah, what do you think?
Personally, I would say it isn't important. I guess it would. See, I'm always about different strokes for different folks. You know, people get married for different reasons, and some people don't feel like sex is a big thing. Like some people just don't. Like there's so many descriptions for like your sexuality now. You got non-binary people, you got people that believe this, and people whatever. So I just feel like it just depends on who you are. For me, I wouldn't say it's important, but it's gonna happen. But I wouldn't say like, uh, oh, if we don't have sex before we get married, then it's not gonna work. Because if I date somebody and they say, hey, I'm not having sex till I'm married, it wouldn't necessarily be like, okay, I can't mess with you. It
Yeah.
would kind of be like something I'd be like, okay, this is new, this is different. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I would try it out, and maybe it wouldn't work for me, and then that's something I would realize, like, hey, I realize that I have to have sex before me. We ain't doing that. So I
Right.
mean, I wouldn't say it's important, but I would say for some people, I guess it would be, and I could understand.
Well, I'm thank you for saying that because when you said for some people, I want to know personally what did you think in your personal thing, and you said something like, "Hey, I'd be open to it." You know, I want to share this comment first before I come in. So you said at my age, it's not important. When I was younger, oh yeah, I needed to know. So, and I
That
kind of
was
talked
good.
about that at the beginning. Like age makes a difference when you are deciding on certain things because certain things are more important. I would say when you're younger, you're thinking about having a family, right? You're thinking about, hey, we want to have family. Sex is really important because you probably, well, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something that's probably not true. Like you might be having more sex when you're younger, but that's not necessarily true. So I'm not going to say that. So, do I think sex is important? I have not even thought about the question, but as I am reflecting on it, I think it can be. I mean, I'm, like Elijah said, it depends on the person. But personally, I think I would agree with it. Like I would have to see. Like it's not something, but I'm the opposite of Elijah. Like I'm like, y'all know I want to know because I got to marry you at my age. I'm gonna be the opposite of you, love. Let's be real. Now y'all not experienced because you young men, but men my age having difficulty. Okay, and so at that point we don't need to make sure we know what's going on and what's happening. So
So
even if
so
we
let me
decide not to have sex, I need to know that if you are having difficulty in that area, you're trying to do something to fix it.
Got a sex
so
handicap.
so look, look, let me ask you a question though. If so, how long is it? Well, of course, different strokes for different folks. But if we was to say, how long is a typical engagement? I just want a number from both of y'all.
The tip, I say a year.
A year. What about you? E?
Engagement. You see, I don't know. My views have changed so much lately. I don't even actually think engagement is like a big thing. Like, I feel like once you know you want to marry somebody, you might as well just go and get to it. Like,
But I think his
Okay, so
question is
look,
how long do you think like a person would
how
typically
long do you
be
think a
engaged?
person would take to say for get engaged from
wait,
getting engaged to the marriage?
okay, from engagement to marriage, I would say maybe a couple months.
Okay, a couple months. You say a year. So let's just go with in between that 6 months.
6 months.
So let's say 6 months. So you're gonna be with this person for 6 months and not see what it's like and not. That's crazy to me. Like I would think a person curiosity would take over at that point.
Yeah.
You gotta think
I
about this.
mean, when we think
Oh, yeah,
about it in those terms, because look, grown people not just sitting there next to each other, not touching each other, not kissing each other, not rubbing.
Exactly.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
What you was
So
gonna say?
but you know, there are people who are sapiosexuals, like they're like sexually aroused by intellectual, like brain smarts and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So you know, maybe for some people it's like I want to be aroused in the way that I get aroused, and then I'm able to get to that point. So maybe it's not that they want to so much wait till they're married to have sex, just because like, oh, the Bible says I should wait. Maybe it's just that I have to wait till I'm aroused and stimulated to get to that point to have sex. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes people just say like, I'm waiting time to set expectations accordingly. Like, you know,
Right.
might not,
Exactly.
but it's a chance that we might have sex before then. But yeah, I mean, I don't really see two adults being together for no 6 months to a year talking about something. Nah,
Nah, you crazy. Now you're
Unless
crazy.
unless you've never had, I feel like if you've never been intimate, then it's easier to say that. I think if you've had sex and you know what it's like, and you might, then it's hard to be saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be with this person all this time," and we never going to be intimate. We have some comments I want to go to before we talk more about that personally. Let's see. Kelsey said, "I think it's extremely important because it's a spiritual connection. Everyone doesn't have that same fire or spark once they enter that portal. I don't think it's a deal breaker, but we're not going to act like it doesn't matter at all. We at 100%. It
That's good.
matters. Physical connection matters. If you're spending your whole life with somebody and it's the only person that you're going to be with, then yeah, it's definitely important." And Mo said, "I'm gonna need a test drive, probably a few before marriage." Laughing but serious. Cause look, the first time could be
Mo
smooth.
said,
You
I'm
never know.
so.
A year or two, I think that's for the engagement, how long an
Engagement.
engagement is.
Yeah.
And then Mo said, "Inevitably, I do believe sex changes over the course of a relationship. But I would like to have an idea of what I'm getting into before marriage." I want to talk about that a little more. Yeah, remember that, Elijah Joshua. Let's get into that a little deeper about how it might change over time. Um, and then she said, "Intimacy on all levels is important in a romantic relationship." And then Bria said, "I agree. I feel like in order for me to have sex, you have to stimulate my mind first." You know what? For the most part, I agree with that too. I think that I'm not going to be able to be in a marriage with somebody who does not stimulate me intellectually. I mean, we could, because sometimes you have like this strong physical connection with a person, like, we have this chemistry physically, but then if you can't stimulate me intellectually, I'm still missing something. So I think you need both of those things to have a. For me, I do. I need both of
I
those things to be able to to be able to marry somebody. And I always like to make a difference when I'm on the show when we talk about relationships, because I personally think there's a difference between in relationship. I think a marriage is totally different from people that's dating. That's not the same thing. Dating is different from people that are in committed relationships. It's just totally different. There are some different parameters I feel fall into those different types of
let me
relationships.
let me just throw this out there before we keep going. I want to give you a topic to write down for next week real quick. Um, let's ask the question of what does dating mean to you? Is dating like just dating a single person or dating multiple people and understanding multiple people?
We might be able to get to that tonight. So that's not say we have to wait. But I like that question because I think that what I said is what prompted that question, because dating
Yeah.
means different things to different people. So I think I had one more comment. Mental stimulation sparks up the imagination. I like that.
That was
I
good.
like that. That's real good. I like that, Kelsey. Um, so I don't want to get look at that. We got some look at this. First time viewer. Oh, it's just a second time. Hey y'all, made it. Hey
Hey,
Taisha.
Taisha.
Welcome to the show. We're talking all things love and marriage. So, you know what? I'm gonna switch gears a little bit early. We used to start around 15, but we're getting there. And we do have a song tonight, y'all. So tonight we're still talking marriage, like songs that people walk down the aisle to. And tonight we chose For You by Kenny Latimore. I was looking Kenny Latimore up, And I didn't find a lot about Kenny Latimore. I guess this was his only album.
He got a Grammy though.
But for one album, Kenny didn't
Yep.
have a lot going on. But he had some hits on that album.
And
Oh,
when we
yeah,
talked about it earlier, I'm talking about, so I think he played the saxophone real good. I said, oh, wait, that's Kenny G.
that was Kenny. For You did hit number 6 on the R&B charts. And then he released his album, his debut and only album, on May 14, 1996. He had Never Too Busy. Y'all remember that song, Never Too Busy?
Busy for you, girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just What It Takes, Always Remember, and For You, which is the song I'm going to talk about tonight. Let me see if I can pull it up and play a little bit for y'all. For anybody that just for some reason you don't even know what this song is, we're gonna play a little bit of it. Okay, I can't play a lot of it, but look, that's not the song. Sorry, y'all. But I can't play a lot of it, but you get the point. I love the song. I've been listening to it all week, just trying to catch like new insights into it. But I like to start with the title, For You. And I think we discussed this a little bit before we got on, but when I think about the title and some of the lyrics, I was thinking about change that we make, like the changes we go through as people in order to be a person for somebody else. So I guess I had a question that came to mind. Like, what changes do we make for other people so that so that we are moving into marriage? Or should we make changes for other people? So it's like, do we or should we make changes? Because he talks a lot like, for you, I give a lifetime of stability, which I think he's talking theoretically, but I think that people do change in order when they get with people because this is the one they want to be with. So what changes do y'all think people make or should they make changes for somebody else? And it's for my audience too, but I'm throwing it out there to Elijah and Joshua first.
I think ultimately all the changes you make are really going to be for you, even though you feel like you're doing it for this person. It's just something that they've done or has happened in a relationship that's putting you in the mindset of, I need to change this. Because if I don't change this, I'm going to lose this person. So it's like you're not changing for the person, you're changing for yourself because you know that what you want is to be with this person. So if you change this about yourself, it's going to align you to where you guys are seeing more eye to eye. So essentially, I would say, yeah, you do change things like for your partner, just so that things can flow more easily. It could be more like a fluent type thing versus the rocky road. So I would say, yeah, you change some things, but you don't change who you are for anybody. You stay who you are, but you tweak some things. In any relationship, it's gonna change. You're gonna change. That person's gonna change. Y'all gonna grow and change together. But in order to grow and change together, you gotta be willing to say, hey, I don't like when you did this, that, and the third. And you say, okay, I'll change that. Because if you don't like it, then it must mean that there's something I'm doing that's not aligning with us being together.
I like that. That was good. Josh, what do you think?
I would say, yes, you make changes. The changes that I feel like you do make, mainly are just those I would say those selfish ways that you have when you've been single for so long. I feel like people don't really understand how that can make you a selfish person, and that can make you not sacrifice as much as you would have if you did have a partner. So I feel like you do have to make changes. And honestly, I would go a step further and say you have to make extreme changes because being somebody like myself, I knew I had to make extreme changes and I understood that about myself. But one thing that I also want to say as well is that um, it's just it's like a feeling that you get. It's not like what you thinking about it because all the times where I thought about, hey, I want to change, I never quite did it. but the times where it felt like I needed to change because I wanted what this situation with this person, I feel like that's what pushed me to change. So I feel like you do change for people, and I feel like there are a multitude of things that you change for that person.
So let me ask you this then.
Okay.
So so have you ever like changed something drastically for your relationship?
Yes.
Okay, so then afterwards, did you ever sit and say to yourself like, dang, like without the person, like change something for a relationship, and let's say y'all not even together anymore. But have you ever thought about something you changed and thought about like, dang, I'm so happy I changed that about myself?
Some things, but not really many of them, because it's things that it's things that I would do when I'm single. And if I'm single, I'm going to do those things. Like whether single now, whether single in the future, whether single in the past. When I'm in a relationship, I won't do those things. But in prior relationships before, I did do those things because I didn't get that feeling why I needed to change. You know what I mean? Where this situation was such that great feeling for me that I needed to change. So
or not even needed but wanted to,
yeah,
right? Because I think there's a difference. Like you just said it. You just said I didn't change because you didn't want to. That person didn't inspire you. Now you, or whenever that relationship is, you wanted to change because you wanted to be something else for that person. It has to be something inside of here that makes you want to change. Like Elijah was saying, that person inspired you to change some things. It was an inspiration, but it's really ultimately your decision whether or not you're going to do something
yeah.
differently or
But to
not.
answer his question, like, would I hang with women while I'm in a relationship? No. But if I'm single, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
not kicking with women. So
yeah,
I guess those are the changes that I'm thinking
yeah,
about. Things like that,
yeah.
staying out late at night, not communicating, miscommunications, things
Yeah.
like that are the things that I feel like I personally needed to change.
You definitely cannot be, you can't act like you single and you in a committed relationship or married. You just not gonna be the same person. You cannot do the same thing. You just gave a good example. I can't stay out all night 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and I have my wife at home waiting for me, or that doesn't work. Okay, so let's go to some comments. We had a lot. Let's see. Ronald said marriage is a business deal
Ronald,
nowadays.
Funny Brian.
Hey, we got another read on here, y'all. Um, um, Rama, what do you mean by that? Only change if it's going to benefit you. And I think that's kind of what Joshua was saying. It's like if and what I was saying is like you have to want it, and it has to be something that's beneficial. I agree with you, Kelsey, 100%. It's not like because some people want to change you as a person. They be like, "Oh, I love you, who you are. You're so great, you're so wonderful." And then when they get you, or they get you to commit to them, they're like, "Oh no, I don't like that. No, you need to change this, and you need to change that." And they want you to change who you are fundamentally. The more you love someone, the more you do to make someone happy because you love to see them that way.
yeah,
Okay. Then Ronald said, women change double the amount of men, so it's more of the man adjusting and changing. Women change double the amount of men,
I love this dude.
so it's more. Explain to me what he's saying because I'm missing
Twice
it.
as much.
He said what?
They change twice as much.
Twice as much as men.
He means like their behaviors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, Okay. Good evening. Hey, I'm Karen.
I think he may have been
Welcome.
saying that in a good way, maybe.
What does that mean? If y'all can translate. We know? Okay.
What does it say?
Taisha, what was that you were saying?
What does it say?
XDO.
Oh.
Taisha, explain to us what you're saying.
She might
I
have
think
us mention somebody in a comment.
okay. Oh, I see. Okay. I think it's important to make changes, especially if it will contribute to your personal growth. Yes, I agree with you more, Morgan. Going to the song, him giving a lifetime of stability. Do women really appreciate that nowadays? Okay, so let's go there. Let's go there since that's a question. Do women really appreciate stability? I'm gonna throw that out there to the women, and I'm going to answer it as a woman. Yes, they do. Women want a man who can give them stability and who they can count on. And if they feel like, because we're in an era now of women who head households, who probably make more money than, I mean, a lot of times make more money than a man, then a man has to bring something that she can feel like, yeah, I may be this and that, but my man is the man of this relationship. He provides me that stability that I need. So yes, I think women, I'm going to speak on behalf of older women. I think women do really want stability. And then Iris said, I agree with Elijah. Then I'll let Elijah and Joshua, if you want to answer that, you can, what he asked. I agree with Elijah saying that people change for themselves to be better. Kelsey said, yes, there's so much comfort that you can't find from everyone. I'm not sure which comment that was. And then Taisha said, you have to want to change for yourself rather than you in a relationship, whether you're in a relationship or not. Some people don't understand change is not just for your partner. Change is for you, for bettering yourself as a person in general. That's just my opinion. I agree with you, Taisha. Yep. And then absolutely to Ronald's question, thank you. Because baby, I definitely want stability. I think women desire that. I know as a woman who has raised my kids like mostly on my own, women want stability. Yes, they do.
It is so crazy.
I want to jump in.
Go ahead, Jay.
I want to say something. Okay, I want to say something about the song. I want to say something about stability. I want to say this song, because we talking about this, I want to say this before you start talking about Ronald comment, because it took away from what my comment was on the song. This song is the ultimate song of insurance, of like this man telling her, hey, I'm basically, the song is called For You. He basically saying, I'm dedicating my life for you. I'm going to give you stability always around. I think some women do appreciate stability. I don't think a lot of women do. I think we're in a time where women kind of like having that edge over men. Not all women. I think it's some women that like having that just that edge over a man where they can buy a man. It's like buying a friend. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm gonna spend this money on you, or I'm gonna do this for you and do this for you. So it sounds good, but I think people are all about the P and the D these days. I think it's all about sex, man. I don't think a lot of people are even thinking like that. This sounds good, the conversation we having, but I don't think that's the reality of what's going on today in this time. I don't believe so.
Elijah, what do you think?
I'm gonna kind of piggyback off the song for at the beginning. This song, it sounds really codependent. At the end of the song, he said, "If this feeling leave, I'ma die."
I'm gonna die.
What? You gonna do what? Now I love you. Don't get me wrong, and I'll do a lot of stuff for you, but
oh my goodness.
I mean, I'll die for you if the circumstances is like something like, but if you leave, I'ma die.
You know what? It's so funny that you said that, because at the other places at the beginning of the song, it sounds really good. But now that you say that, and I'm looking at it, you're right. Because then not only does he say that I'll die, his last thing in that line is, because all I am is for you. He doesn't even say I have anything for me. He's saying everything I have is for you. That is so funny.
It sounds like he's putting a lot of pressure on that poor woman.
Yeah.
Probably go. Oh gosh, he probably going to end up. Oh Lord. I don't know.
You know what? Clink might be too clingy, and you know, women don't like that. The clinginess. I don't think anybody does, a woman or a man, wants that.
I don't want nobody to tell me something about if I leave, they gonna die.
Yeah, I don't want that.
To leave. Don't kill yourself, and then I had it on my conscience the rest of my life like that. He said he was.
I think he just trying to
get
express himself. Yeah, he just trying to get his point across.
A lot.
You say he's just trying to do what he like. I mean, Joshua.
I think he's just trying to get his point across.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we take it literally, it does sound like that. But I do agree.
Joshua, I think feelings should leave, I die. You feel it. I started thinking to myself, like, I die, I swear I die. I said,
I'll die right now if you leave me.
what did he just say? But yeah, and his vocals in this song are just so raw and like he has the right voice for this song. Like I think Tevin Campbell might have been able to do it good too, but him singing this song was the right choice. And I'm really big on like the right songs for the right people. And I just really love that he sang this song. It's like you feel it when he's singing these lyrics. And I don't know if he was really singing to somebody, but I was like, come on, boy, you better tell him how you feel. Tell him how you feel. But I think women, just to say, piggyback on what Josh was saying, I think women are so crazy because most women already have their own stability, their own security, their own all these things, but they still want it from a man too. And it's just so baffling because it's like, why not just meet the man where he at? They so worried about, and a lot of women make more than men. So they so worried about society saying, oh, you buying that nigga, or you paying for this, or you paying for that. But they don't never think like, I can afford this. I had these things before he came. So why am I making people make me feel some type of way about wanting to share things that I already had with this person I want to share my life with? You get what I'm saying? So it's
Are
like,
you speaking about material things? Is that what you're talking about?
talking about
Nah,
everything, stability, security. You already had these things before the man came. So why
Right.
share it with him? If he don't got it, I mean, oh, like it's
So
just
you saying that if he doesn't have anything to offer, that she should be okay with that?
no. I'm just
If
saying.
she has it?
So what I'm saying is just all in all is that women don't appreciate stability because they offer it themselves. They don't appreciate stability from somebody else because they don't have to get it from somebody else. Like
Okay.
most women, I feel, are looking for love. Like they want to be loved unconditionally. They don't really look for stability and because they already have that stuff. Men are living with women. They living at your house, eating your kids' food.
yeah.
Like you're not living at this man's house. Like women are the men now. So it's like
I
they don't
think,
do those
go ahead.
things. So I don't think women appreciate stability because they offer it to themselves.
I think I think a lot of women are successful and they have stability in their finances, in their homes, in their cars, in their things. But when I'm thinking about stability, it's like in a relationship. Stability in my relationship, knowing that this is my man. He is here for me. I can depend on him, whether it's just for, encouragement. Maybe it's for companionship, whatever it's for. I get what you're saying. I agree that a lot of women got it going on. They do. But I also go back to what you're saying. It's love and companionship that women want or need because they don't really need you for your money. They don't
I
need that.
think I think a lot of women starting to understand that a man with stability comes with certain things like control. You know what I mean? So I
Mm.
think what's wrong, E?
I'm finna down, y'all.
Yeah, I think it comes with certain things like control because a lot of times when a man comes into a relationship and he's well off and good, that dude out doing whatever he want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I like to think that women want to come in with that stability to have that over men. But and I'm not saying this is every situation because there are situations that, of course, are completely different than what I'm saying. But I think from the people that I know and the people that I've met and the people that I've bumped into within the time I've been on this earth. I don't think people at our age are really thinking about stability and things of that nature.
So I'm going to say that the women that have responded to the question, all of them have responded that they think stability is important. I feel like women do appreciate stability because everybody is already going through so much. I at least want to be in a stable with my person, which is what I was saying. I think women want just know that you got me. You my man, I'm your woman. We in this together. Like when home is good, it sets the tone for you to go out in the world and conquer more. I like that, Bria. That's good. Then Ronald said, I ain't giving out no more rings. This is Kenny, not Kevin. This is Kenny. This is Kenny. How many rings did you give out, sir? Okay. Without stability, all you're adding to my life is chaos. Why would I want to be with you?
That
Okay.
ain't true because a dude could be adding sex. Sex will, I'm telling you, you might not think sex is a big thing, but it is. A lot
I
of
think it is. I do.
people have sex with people and they just stick around and don't need no stability, don't want nothing from the nigga but penis and
Yeah.
maybe a foot rub here and there. For real, like it, I don't know. I mean, hey, it sounds good, but I ain't met him. I ain't met him.
I
I
don't
met.
I never believe in all like definitive answer that everybody fits one
I
answer.
agree.
I don't believe in that at all. So I do believe there are some people that want stability, but I also believe, like you said, there are women in my age who be like, I just want to go out and get me something and go back home because I'm good. I got peace. Like Elijah said, I got my stability. I got my own stuff. All I want is to go out and get me something and come back home. So I 100% agree with you. But I do agree if a woman is seeking something other than just sex, this stability is an important thing to her.
I agree.
So that's what I'm saying. And then Kelsey said, I believe that women really do appreciate stability, but they've been faking it all their lives because they had no other choice. Come through, Kelsey. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying, Kelsey. We don't have a choice nowadays but to be independent. But men don't like independent women because a man wants to be neat.
right.
Girl, you just said a whole mouthful. You just said a whole
That's
mouthful. And
what man you talk about.
what's really happening in relationships is this battle. Is that these women are strong and independent, don't need a man, but the man wants to be needed. And so that's why they
But
need you.
hold on. Let's be real though. In
Go
what
ahead.
ways are you strong and independent? Just financially? Because I've met women who they financially strong, independent, emotionally messed up, physically don't take care of their body. That sounds good, but what are we talking about when we say stability? Because yeah, women making that money, but I don't like I don't met I need people that take care of their car better than they take care of their body. You know what I'm saying? I need
Mhm.
people that don't even that never pick up a book and read. I met people who don't wake up and wouldn't meditate and don't even care what that means. Like it sounds good, but I think there are men that's stable, just not financially, and I think that's because I think a woman is able to follow directions and follow. A man don't want to do that. A man wants to be the head honcho, wants to be the guy. He want the biggest guy position. He want to be, hey, this job ain't for me. They telling me what to do. A woman to just go through the motions, and so yes, they gonna get to a different plateau, maybe faster with a career than a man, but are we just talking about financial stability? Stability, is that the
So
only thing you have?
I'm gonna push back on that because not necessarily some women or some people, because women are bosses now. They're not always talking about, oh, I'm just going to accept whatever master tell me or whatever Mister tell me to do. I disagree with that, but I do agree with you. Let's define what we're talking about with stability. So what I'm talking about, and I think what most people talking about, tell me if I'm wrong, is yeah, we're talking about women got their own stuff financially. They have their own belongings. They have their own homes. They have their own cars. They taking their own trips and doing all of that stuff. But you're right, because I'm financially secure doesn't mean I'm mentally or physically secure, like you're saying. So let's define what we're talking about when we talk about stability. I'm talking financial. Elijah, was that what you were talking about?
I was talking about all around stability, just like the generalization of it.
No,
Like
I don't agree
Ronald
with that.
said, women just want more, more, more. So I I don't know what more you're talking about. I would want you to be specific in what you're saying.
That's only the hood rats that want more, more,
I
more.
feel like there
More,
might be
more,
certain
more.
type. Stability is very important in a relationship. I agree. So I think most women are saying the same thing. It depends on how you are defining stability. That's what
I
Morgan said.
agree.
So let's talk about that. How are you defining stability? How are you defining it? I'm talking. Elijah said all around. I was talking about a woman that's secure. But I will also say this because I'm going to speak from personal experience. When I feel like when I'm my most happiest, is I was single for a long time, not dating, doing anything. I was happy. I had peace of mind. I then go to Joshua's point. I work out. I still do that. Work out every day. Try to eat right. Was feeling good, right? So overall, I feel like I was stable, stability, but I wasn't dating anybody. I feel like people, women, us, we want companionship. We do. We don't want, we might go through these phases where we're single, but ultimately, nobody wants to live their life. I don't believe it. I don't believe anybody just wants to be alone. I don't.
Some people want to be alone.
Alone for the rest of their lives. For the
Some
rest of their lives.
people want to be
I
alone.
don't think so.
Okay, I disagree.
Whoopi Goldberg said, they said, why y'all get married a date? She said, I don't want nobody moving in my house. They said, why? She said, I don't want nobody touching my things.
That's different. I'm not even talking. Look, I'm not even talking about getting married. I mean, just having some companionship. I'm not even. Look, I could be with somebody and marry them. They could live in their house and I could live in mine. I would be okay with.
But you said Whoopi Goldberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine it's a man out there for Whoopi Goldberg, bro. I'm just being real. It's not no
Whoopi
man out there for her.
I love Whoopi Goldberg. I think
Yeah, but men don't love her.
I like Whoopi too, spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially.
What you think a man would say if he woke up next to Whoopi Goldberg?
Go.
She'd be like, damn.
You know what? And see, here's the other problem. We judge people from the outside, and now somebody,
bro, don't
gonna
sit here and play
don't
sit here and play no game. Ain't nobody want to wake up next to Whoopi Goldberg. Y'all playing a game right
Whoopi has been married a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She has.
And she found out that y'all was out to that paper.
Burt Reynolds?
Huh?
Burt Reynolds.
No, she married a white guy though, I remember.
Yeah, but it wasn't Burt Reynolds. Stability. She got her own car. She got her own house. 2 jobs, work hard. What that song say? LOL. She got her own. She got her own car. She got her own house. 2 jobs. I know. Okay. So
do you know the song? Because
I knew I sang it the way she was saying. You just heard me.
Mm-hmm.
Just hate. I feel like the struggle between men and women now is that women are able to do what men used to do.
That's cap.
Decades ago. So now what men used to make it seem like very stable, it no longer works. And it brings out that deficiency in men that they are not able to lead without money being an aspect.
That's cap because the last, again, and I wasn't even going to say that. I just want to see the comments first. The last 2 comments was about finances. That's it. She got her own house. She got her own car. Again, if you work 2 jobs, you're not taking care of yourself. There's no way that you going to the gym and doing it. It's like, that sounds good. It sounds cool. But bro, what is stability? Like, we really need to sit down and understand what it is, because everything, even Taisha comment said 5 things, but financial was capitalized. Like, okay, we get it. The finances need to be there because a lot of guys are not financially stable. We get that. What else do you need though? Like, what else is stability to a woman?
And I think you're more so talking about balance than stability, like a good balance of everything. Because
yeah, I was about to say something, but go ahead.
Yeah, because I agree. Like, you do have to have a good balance, and this was just something I was thinking about. Like, when I'm working on my business, Mama always said you got to be intentional with the time that you set aside to work on your business. So I try to set time aside every day. But if I feel like working on my business is going to stop me from getting 8 hours of sleep or stop me from being able to work out, then I won't do it, because I'm trying to make sure I have a good balance. I'm not trying to focus so much on one thing that I'll let other things fall by the wayside. What it say? Whoop.
Okay, and that's just stability. What does stability say? Let's see what it says in the dictionary.
Can I say something before you read the definition?
Yeah.
Right? If you got 4 tires on the car and 1 tire got air in it, that tire is very stable. Those other 3 tires are not stable if they don't got air in them. So it's like, that's just the analogy I wanted to use. It's like, you could be full. You got to know that this 1 full tire comes with something. So I'm going to just give you an example. As a man, if I'm only financially stable, that's it. You got to just expect I'm gonna come over and hit it and get up out of there, and I'm gonna have chicks. You get what I'm saying? Like, do you want a man that's just financially stable, or do you want a man who has all around stability? Because most of the comments is just financial. It's like it has to be a balance, an all around stability, because it ain't going. It's going. That's going to come with certain things. If it's just, oh, it's just got to be the finances that, the finances that. Yeah, I drop some money on you. That means I could just come over and do what I want. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. I'm saying that as a man.
So when I think of stability, I kind of think of like a consistency. Like you built up kind of a consistency of doing something that it kind of gives you ease or peace of mind. So it's like
Yeah,
stable,
yeah.
stable position now because so I don't know. Like I feel like I mean, of course, you can be stable in so many different areas of your life, but I feel like having financial stability makes stability in other areas easier.
So it does.
It
So
do. I agree with
I
that.
had to look up I had to look it up in life because it's different type of stabilities. Like they were talking about, something being stable. But it said, what does stability mean in life? Whether personal, financial, relational, or physical, stability provides a sense of peace, security, and control. The
Yes.
basic definition of the word stability is the state of being stable, firm, solid, steady, secure. So, and that's what I was saying, like stability meaning I feel secure in my relationship. I am at peace in my relationship. I'm not worried about what my man might be doing, or he's not bringing chaos into my life, that kind of thing. That is
Okay,
what I'm talking
so
about.
when we think of stability, then we're just saying somebody who got their stuff together.
Just period. It doesn't even mean like you got to make more money than me. It doesn't
I've
mean
been
that you
saying
have
that.
to. It
I mean,
doesn't mean
you got a
that.
job, you taking care of your body, you taking care of your mental, you taking care of
But
your.
not only that, when we talk about being in a relationship with a person now, how do you come to my life and you create and help to be in a relationship with me where I feel secure and at peace in my relationship? Do you know what I mean? If I'm
Yeah.
worried about you running off, you not coming home like Joshua was saying, or you out spending all the money, you're not giving me a sense of stability. You're not giving me a sense of being secure and at peace in my relationship.
You knew that man like to shoot dice when you got with him. Don't act like that.
Exactly. So, but now you come to, oh my God. Yeah, exactly. So you knew he had issues already. You already knew that he had issues with drinking. And so you
Mm-hmm.
was wondering why he out drinking with his buddies all the time.
Nah.
I'm at home worried. No, I'm not feeling
Hey,
like it.
what made you
Huh?
think that?
I'm just saying, in general, so you have to have it all around. But in my opinion, my mental health is more important than anything.
See. Look, now we get into the real stuff. Let's do it.
All around stability, money ain't gonna make me.
Exactly.
Comfort makes you feel secure, but it's different for each person. We all have our own list of things to keep up in a relationship, and that's the thing we got to realize is that security is gonna look different from it for everybody. It is going to look different for everybody. In your relationships, don't all look the same. They look different.
So, would you say one area of stability is, well, I guess for everybody it'd be different. So, is one area of stability preferred? Like, let's say I come and I'm financially stable, but all these other areas ain't looking too good. Can you work with me then? Or I come and I got it going on, but I ain't got a job or I ain't got a lot of other stuff going. So it's like, what what areas of a person's life can be unstable, and you
Mm,
feel like we can still work
we
or
can
figure
still
this out?
work with. Man, that's a great question. I'm going to answer it like this. If we if we can agree on like some foundational things, like if we mesh, for example, I love to read, I love to travel, I love to have fun. Like if we mesh in those ways, and you kind of got things together, you don't have to make more than me, but you got a job. You got to have a job. I'm sorry, you cannot not be working. So you got to have some kind of job. Some things, yeah, we can work through because we kind of, go together. I don't know exactly right now because sometimes you got to be in situations to know that, you know what, I said I would never get with a person that was this. But because of this, I'm going to try to work with them. It's easier said than done.
Well, let me ask this then. Would Could you be with somebody who is unstable in the area that you are unstable in as well?
I'm
No,
so happy you just asked that.
no,
So in my
no,
mind, I was thinking about this the whole time we've been talking. Like
no.
me being an entrepreneur, I don't think my girl should be an entrepreneur. Like I
Yeah,
don't think that's great balance. I don't think that's
yeah.
stability. I think that's kind of dumb because anything could happen with, you know what I mean? Like the COVID
But
situation.
what if y'all could have a business that works into one business? Like
That's
you have
different.
a
That's
business you have
different.
that
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all
that's
that's
work
different.
different.
in one business.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we have a lot of comments too. Did y'all want to say something before I
Yeah.
jump to
No,
these
go ahead. Go
comments?
ahead. Get the comments.
Okay, so Kelsey said, in this generation, the money aspect is most important, and that's why they meet. And many of these people, they don't meet, and many
Mhm.
marry. These people don't even. Kelsey, I don't know if you've been on
Yeah,
here the
that's a
past
fact.
few weeks, but we've been talking about that. Yes, they don't even know these people. You don't even have a real conversation before you marry people.
Mm-hmm.
If
She
you
said,
wait a
"Girl,
minute,
what's your favorite color?" She said, "Green, because he got all
Social
that money."
stability. Yeah,
if you
soldier
have
should be here.
partially stability, your
I
partner
agree
should
with that.
hopefully meet you halfway.
I don't
Okay.
think no. I don't think it's really no many people out here that's all around stable. I don't believe so.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be something that we might have to work with. Can
Yeah,
be unstable, and you feel like that is up to the individual person what their stability means to them. Okay, thanks, Aunt
yeah,
Karen. And then the way you define stability will also change as you go through different phases.
yeah.
That's
That's
so
true.
true. Because when I was just real quick, when I was a single parent, like things that I would accept back then, I different now because I don't have kids that I have to worry about. So yeah,
Yeah.
my life looks totally different now. Okay, so let's see.
Wait, you
Most of
got kids? You look young.
anyway. Okay, Miss Rita, I agree with you. Oh, thanks, Taisha. All those are the ones you fall in love with. Like, and those are the ones you fall in love with, the ones you said you wouldn't. And that's so true on Karen. So, because you'll be like, oh, I won't do that. I won't. Next thing you know, that's the one you want. Nope. I don't know what. Nope to what, Taisha?
No.
You want her to be stable, then drop a baby in her. What? Oh, my goodness. Oh, you know what, y'all? I'm not.
Brother is silly, man.
No, to the answer, Elijah, no job, no love. You got to have a job. You don't have to make a lot of money, but geez, you got to meet me. You got to at least be working.
At least
I
have
mean,
a
that's
job, yeah.
minimally. Minimally, you got to be having some kind of
For
money.
real.
Yes, you mature, your stability changes as well as to what you will and won't tolerate. It does.
Yeah, that's a
And then
fact.
the last thing, Ronald, you on. All right. Tell you what, they will drop a baby in it. You know what? I'm dead. That's okay. So I mean, I'm glad we got around to stability and what that really looks like and what it means. But and thank you all for your comments. If you have any other comments, drop it here. We're almost running out of time. Is there something else that you all wanted to talk about or questions you had, Elijah and Joshua, before we get ready? We got about 5 minutes.
And it's just thinking about the song. How now? How do you get to this point where you so sure you want to be with a person that you write the song like this about them? Like, what is something that can happen or a point that you get to in your relationship? You say, "I would do anything for this person." Like, is that just like maybe something that happens one day in the relationship and you say like, or it doesn't like happen in the course of you doing something for them and you realize like, I would do anything for them. Like, when do you get to that point?
I think in most relationships, and I don't know if this really gonna answer your question, but it made me think about the honeymoon phase. When you first meet a person, you get so excited, y'all so in love, y'all always together. This is a honeymoon phase, right? Where you're feeling like, ooh, yeah, let's do this. And then the reality starts to set in about like, oh, this is a real relationship. But I think what we've been talking about is like when you get ready to make a commitment to a person, you realize I want to be with this person and I don't want to spend the rest of my life without them. This I don't, and not only do I want to spend, I don't want anybody else to have them. So I'm gonna claim them, and I want them to spend their life with me. And I think that's what he's saying, and what we kind of been saying through this whole month is that there comes a point in your life, or sometimes some people, some of us, we may not be as fortunate, but you meet the person that really makes you feel like I want to do life with you. I want to do the rest of my life with you. And so I'm committed. And I feel like that's what he's saying. He just wants her to know, look, I'm in it. I'm in this, and I want to be with you for the rest of my life.
Yeah, get that up.
Joshua,
I
what you
think this is don't got nothing to do with that, but I think relationships, situations will go a lot better. Like for women though, if it was like more of the man feeling wanted as well. So like I think when we go into these situations and the man is just chasing, 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 he's gonna say and do stuff, do the things that he needs to do to have sex with you to get, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not really a honeymoon phase for him. It's just he gonna ask you, hey, what you like? And he gonna do all the stuff that you told him you like. And after he get what he want, he ain't gonna do that no more. But it's because you making this man chase you rather than showing him that you like him as well. I think that happens in a lot of situations. So I think a lot of situations would go a lot better if it was vice versa. If people gave the same energy back to each other. Just my opinion.
do you believe people are not giving the same energy back to
I
each
don't.
other?
I think men are like chasing, 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 and then when they get the woman and get the sex with the woman, that's when it immediately changes. And the women should feel free to comment. This happens a lot, and I'm sure a lot of women on here have experienced it. But it's because you make this man chase, 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 and you're not even reciprocating the energy where you making him feel like you like him. So now it's just I'm just on this only mission to have sex with this woman, and then women get flattered when a dude come back around. Niggas always come back around. Don't
So,
go ahead.
I
so you
think
don't think the fact that
honestly, I think a lot
I
of
don't go ahead, Elijah. Go ahead.
oh no, I'm just thinking like when people do stuff like that, I don't even think it's because of anything that the person is doing. I think it's just because they don't even know what they want. They don't know what stimulates. Like men are retarded. Like they don't. I'm not gonna say retarded, but a lot of men, and I'm not including myself in this because I'm a half man, half. Anyway, so men like you like instead of taking the time to say what do I like about a specific person, like getting to know yourself, they don't even know what stimulates them.
That's a
So
fact.
they just know that with a woman you're supposed to have sex, you're supposed to have babies, and you're supposed to chase as many women as you can. This is just something they've been conditioned to do. They don't even know what they like about people. If you
Hmm.
ask a man what he like about several women he dated, he'll start listing physical features or stuff that she did. He's never gonna say, I like that she called me in the morning times or she checked in on me in the middle of the day. Women think stuff like that matters to me, but it doesn't because he don't even know what matters to him. It's like you
Well,
Go
gotta
ahead,
give
Mom.
him
Go ahead.
substance.
because men and women are different though.
30 seconds.
Men are physical beings. Period. That's who they are. When they see something that's appealing to them, that's what they gonna go out. Women are not physical beings, and women are emotional beings. So when women try, and you're right, women take their emotions, think men feeling this way, but they don't feel like we do. So women and men are trying to connect on two different levels. When you want this man to be emotional, he's not an emotional being, he's physical. And you want this woman to be, because she's an emotional being, and you're like, why is she always this and why is she always
But
that?
I don't
Because
know
she's
why you
emotional
would
being.
pick this man off the block or out the club and think he was gonna be anything other than somebody that was gonna play with your head. No,
Right.
I don't know. Well,
Okay.
you pick
So
people
we're running
up.
out of time, and we want
I
to be able to
agree.
make
I
this a
agree with that.
replay. What? Say it again. Say it one more time before I get out.
She was
I'm
just
just saying,
saying you
when
should stop.
you pick people up, like just think about it. You will have better chances with a guy you pick up at a coffee shop than at a bar or a club.
Yeah. She said you did really quick should stop telling people what they expect in a relationship to be who they really are. Like Josh said, we ask what we like, and now I know what to do and what we need to see. Right. You just gotta go with the flow and stop being like, oh, I want
10
A.
seconds. You got 10 seconds. You got 10
B.
seconds.
Right. All right, we gotta go, y'all. We gotta go. It was so great having my sons on with me. I am gonna bring them back soon. See you back here, ladies and lyrics.